Hello, everyone, and welcome to Being Civil in Minnesota. This is a podcast that I do. I show up on Saturdays and I talk to people about what the rules are in the state of Minnesota. My name is Megan Mays, and I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Minnesota. And in federal court, I'm also a mediator. I like to do these because I think there's a lot of good information out there, but I think especially now in these times that there's a lot of misinformation out there. So I want to make sure that people are getting the right information. Today, I want to talk a little bit about delegations of parental authority. This does not mean that this is legal advice or that I'm your attorney, but I do want to make sure that this information is out there. There's a lot of fear right now going on in Minnesota, a lot of uncertainty, and planning ahead and making sure that you and your children are provided for that are experiencing concerns with ICE. We want to make sure that we are keeping kiddos safe, that things are being stable for them, and that the kids get cared for no matter what happens. This is about planning and protection. It is not about panic. I think we are doing the best that we can in Minnesota right now with all that is going on. So why plan now? There's so much going on right now. It can seem like there is no future to plan for sometimes. And so we want to control what we can control. And one of the things that we can do is help figure out if someone is detained or deported, that there is somebody available and designated to pick their children up from school, help them with medical decisions and making day-to-day choices. This can help for the children's emotional safety. It can avoid child protection services and emergency court proceedings if there is planning that is done on the front end. What is a delegation of parental authorities? Sometimes called a DOPA. It's short-term decision and care making for your children. It does not terminate the parental rights of somebody else. It's just for parents who may be anticipating an absence due to detention, deportation, hospitalization, travel. Minnesota Delegation of Parental Authorities can be found in Statute 524.5-211. And it is a document that you can find on lawhelpmn.org. And it allows the designated care provider to arrange for medical care, dental care, day-to-day supervision decisions. It does not override existing court orders or transfer custody permanently. It is meant to be a temporary delegation for up to a year. You will have to provide notice to the other parent if their rights have not been terminated and they have parenting time. You do not have to provide notice to the other parent, however, if they only have supervised visits or no visits at all, or if there's currently a protection order prohibiting contact between you and the other parent. Deciding who can be a good candidate to designate your parental authority would be family members, community members, trusted friends. When you delegate this parental authority, you do not have to have legal immigration status, although the concern would possibly be that there would need to be a backup individual delegated as the parental authority in case the individual themselves may be subject to detention or deportation. A delegation of parental authority does need to be notarized. It's a fairly simple and easy process. You do want to make sure that you are choosing the individual who is going to be notarizing your document carefully, and you don't want to put yourself in risk of being detained while you are attempting to do this. So what you can do now is get the delegation of parental authorities done. Make an emergency contact list. You can come up with medical information and school information and have that available all in one spot. Talk to your children in age-appropriate ways about what's going on. Kids are talking about it in school. As the local PTA president, I know that a lot of families are struggling with these questions, and schools are also struggling with how to address concerns that ICE is on or near school property and what concerns that has for the students, the staff, the parents. Share your plans with family and caregivers. Keep copies of this in multiple places. Not every ICE agent is allowing individuals to provide documentation or documents such as these when they are being detained or deported. So having this in a secondary location can be very important. There's some myths with DOPAs. It doesn't mean that this is going to alert ICE. It doesn't mean that only citizens can be caregivers, and it doesn't mean that you're losing your rights as a parent. This is just for situations that we are unfortunately facing here in Minnesota right now and across the country. Talking to a lawyer can be really helpful. A lot of lawyers will offer free 30-minute consultations. Mays Law offers free 30-minute consultations that you can book on our website. Especially if you have a current court order or you have complicated issues that you want to discuss with an attorney, I would suggest you do so. Seek out trusted legal resources and agencies. There's a lot of groups right now that are doing a lot here to support our neighbors and our community. Every family deserves dignity, safety, and stability. Please share this resource widely. Thank you for those who have shared Being Civil in Minnesota's episode on obtaining passports for minors. There are good resources on the podcast, so please share this and ask any questions that you have. And remember, just take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I'll see you next time.